I just cannot get enough of this story, and it just keeps getting better and better. So Timcast IRL, they addressed all of the controversy tonight with Eliza Blue and Brittany Venti and the quartering. This is after Tim made a video today apologizing to the quartering, and then the quartering apologizing to him, and then Tim unblocked him, and then they had the Brokeback Mountain moment on Twitter, and it was very cringe, but, you know, hey, happy for them. And so this is a part now where they started to address everything, and the reason I found out that they were addressing everything tonight on Timcast is because Eliza Blue has been tweeting, and she's very, very defensive. And people are saying, well, this is because they're talking about on Timcast. So I decided to tune in, and I haven't heard everything they've had to say. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it.
Head first into the shallow end with this next story about Eliza Blue, Chrissy Mayer, and all the stuff that's been going on over the past week. And we'll be as candid as possible. I'm sure we'll piss some people off. But we have this tweet from Chrissy Mayer. For those that aren't familiar, Chrissy Mayer is a comedian, and she hosts a podcast called Timcast. And she's been on the show, I think a couple times, right? It's been a couple times. We've had her on the show before. And so there's been some controversy related to a guest we had recently, Eliza Blue, and some censorship actions that she's been accused of, notably filing privacy requests against people who talk about her past work. And so here we have the story from Chris.
This is literally all he had to do in the first place. This is all he had to do was address it and acknowledge it. That's it. That's all he had to do. Holy shit.
Chrissy Mayer. She says, Eliza Blue got 4 of my YouTube videos removed for showing a fair and balanced doc trailer, which featured 3 to 5 seconds of her public, at the time now removed, world star hip hop video. Must be nice to have the power to rewrite history, then gaslight Twitter and YouTube into accepting it. Now, I'll say this outright. You know, I said previously I'm uninterested in this. And I'll kind of, you know, I think this got to the point where literally right before the show, I saw this tweet and I'm like, okay, guys, you got me. All right. Like I'm starting to see and learn more. That's having me question what's going on if YouTube videos are getting pulled. And we're hearing that a bunch of people actually had YouTube videos getting pulled. And so this clearly is an abuse of the system to a degree that we've not seen for a while now. It used to be in the early days of YouTube.
It's pretty amazing because that's exactly what people were saying, for you to cover the abuse of the system, the censorship. But you dismissed it all as a PR campaign, and you dismissed it as e-girl drama.
YouTube, there were attempts by political rivals to falsely flag and get people's content removed. And now it seems like we're seeing an uptick in this, particularly pertaining to Eliza Blue. The first thing I'll say is, as it pertains to the issues related to me personally, you know, look, man, I say it a million times. I'm an arrogant shithead. And so don't come at me and yell at and scream in my face and think I'm going to bend the knee and do anything for you. And I will tell everybody right off the bat, we had this person on the show that I don't care too much about. I don't follow her career. I don't know much about her, and I don't handle booking. We've had her on the show 2 times. But all of a sudden, we found ourselves inundated with, and I'm not saying, you guys got to be very careful, because when I said that there was a PR firm running like 50 accounts, everyone started claiming I called literally the millions of people who are watching these videos bots, and I never said that.
Yeah. You literally dismissed any criticism and said it's someone that is running an op. That's what you said. You did not give any credibility to the valid criticism for people, the majority of the people, asking you to cover a censorship story that had affected multiple creators, somewhat large creators within our little world here. You know, Brittany Venti has over 100,000 subscribers and 100,000 followers. The Quartering has a massive following. Yellow Flash, Camelot, a lot of people were caught up in this, and you dismissed all of that as PR firms. What are you talking about? None of this was about a fucking PR firm. This had everything to do with your way of handling it and not addressing it. Didn't mean you had to take a side. Just meant give a little signal boost to this massive story.
Yeah. But we got some very gruesome, gruesome's maybe not the right word, but let's just say, you know, people crossed the line with what they were sending to us, and the images they were posting of people. Easiest way to get me to be like, I will not give you what you want. But here's what I have to say about this. There are a lot of people who are genuinely concerned about what we're seeing in terms of what Eliza Blue's done and her past work. And there's a big difference between those people and the very few people I am directly criticizing. the people who are posting just really awful photos and videos, sending awful things to us. And I want to make sure that people understand.
Welcome to the internet, Tim. You have millions and millions of followers across multiple channels and platforms, and you bring some of the most prominent politicians on. And you're upset because somebody sends you some pictures? That's not what this is about. He's still trying to divert from the reality of that he fucked all of this up.
Because there's still this you know, here's what I said earlier. Following the Project Veritas stuff, following, you know, obviously the Crowder Daily Wire stuff, following these Republicans getting shot, I'm reading this. I have a source contact me. They say, we want you to read this letter, check this out. And I'm like, okay, well, we're going to publish this. And I'm reading this and I'm like, yo, if all of this bad stuff is happening right now to various organizations and everyone's fighting with each other, yeah, that's it. Like infiltrate, destroy, right? You make divide and conquer. Yeah, I'm not going to be all about that, right? So I said outright to Jeremy Hambley of the Quartering, look, I apologize. I don't want to be fighting with you. We agree on way too much for me to be bickering or complaining about something that is like one issue where, you know, ultimately probably agree mostly on it, but there's like a personal issue that's making, you know, me upset or something like that. When I'm looking at, we have another story we'll talk about in a minute, a woman saying that she used to work in gender affirmation for children and now she's realizing how bad it is. I'm like, there's a lot more things that we all agree on that we need to be focused on. Mm-hmm. My biggest concern with all of this is, obviously censorship is bad, but if I'm going to get distracted and you know, personally aggrieved or whatever, and that means infighting will erupt that takes us off mission, we're being played. We're being played. And so I'll say this to you right now. When I came out with my video earlier and said exactly that, like, Jeremy, I shouldn't be fighting with you. I shouldn't be, that's not what we should be doing. That's not what I should be doing. So I apologize. Jeremy put out a video saying he apologizes. I have tremendous respect for that, and I sincerely apologize. There are still people trying to drum up this infighting, and that is exactly what I'm talking about. When all this starts, and I'm this guy who's sitting here like, look, man, I don't know anything about her. We booked her on the show because she's on Twitter and she's a prominent activist. I didn't know that people had beef with her, and I don't know what that beef is. We get people sending us, let me just say, like, photos and videos that I just think would make a dad, you know, like if a dad found out people were doing about his daughter, he'd end up in jail, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So you want to come at me and my friends with these really horrifying things, and I'm going to be like outright not getting anywhere near this. But I genuinely and legitimately understand that's not most people. So I hope all of you understand that there are people still right now trying to get us to keep fighting. I'm not going to do it. I will outright say, especially upon seeing Chrissy Mayer get her videos taken down, I'm absolutely wrong about that. I was personally slighted, and that put blinders on me. I don't want to fight with anybody. I will keep being an arrogant shithead, and I will say that. But I also recognize we shouldn't be fighting if we can avoid it, and we can focus on things that are more important. So the only thing I can say, just one last thought, is please keep an eye out for those who are still in the chat right now, desperately trying to get me to get.
Who cares about some fucking trolls? You have mishandled this situation every step of the way until tonight, where you're starting to realize what's going on. It has nothing to do with the PR firm. It has nothing to do with trolls. It has everything to do with you did not want to just acknowledge the reality of the situation that was right in front of you for weeks now.
Get angry and to fight with you guys when I'm saying, no, wait, man, like, we need to come together on this.
Yeah, I think the big thing here is people, like they say in soccer, if you're a defender, keep your eye on the ball. And I think so many people got their eye off the ball in this story. And I'm, like you pointed out, with the censorship, I don't know if you pointed out the legal action she threatened supposedly online. I think those are things that are worthy of derision and worthy of looking into and see what is going on here. Why is this happening? Maybe there's more to the story. But this thing got taken so out of control and to such a level to things that had nothing to do with it. Her past, which don't get me wrong, like, sure that like maybe like discredited her or something, but that I don't, personally myself, I couldn't care if she made up all of that. That's not pertinent information to me. What is pertinent to me is, did she threaten legal action against people, and is she getting accounts taken down? I don't know. I'm open to it. It seems that way.
Yes, she is, and that is the problem. That is the single problem. Not her past, not if she lied. I mean, I'm sure that's a problem for some people, but the big problem with this entire situation is that she is getting videos and Twitter accounts banned and censored. It's a censorship story. End of discussion.
It seems to imply, I read Shane's latest article, it seems there's something building there, maybe some sort of argument. I don't know. I'm still open to, and the people criticizing Timcast for not jumping in already, they literally had a guy there. And like, it was clearly not a fleshed out story. So why would you comment on something before it's a fleshed out story?
But here's what I think too, and I can't speak for Shane, right? I will tell you guys with 100% sincere honesty. I told Shane I didn't think the story was worth it. I don't know anything about it, and I said to him, if you do this, you need to sit down with Jeremy Hambley, and we need to do like 2 different profiles of like, what is the big picture here? Here's the problem. And we got baited because the things that were sent to Shane, I guarantee you, like, and again, I can't speak for him. It's not like he said this to me, but I do know that people posted very inappropriate things about his family. You do that, you guarantee, that's bait. They were trying to get us to fight. And so I've now had people saying like, bro, it's an op. Like they're trying to make you fight each other. What I was saying is it's a PR firm that I think was trying to promote Eliza because it worked in making her famous. Having John Rich come on here and be like, who is this Eliza I'm hearing about now? And I'm like, man, that's so convenient for her. And I'm specifically referring to obviously not like a YouTube.
She gained over 100,000 followers on Twitter since Elon Musk took over because he was interacting with her. You brought her onto your show in front of 50,000 live concurrent viewers, the single biggest live stream every single night on YouTube, I believe. But trolls in the chat are who made her famous, not Elon Musk and not you. He still does not get it. He still does not get it.
YouTube channel where they're talking about it. I'm referring to the people even still right now in the chat who are desperately trying to make us fight. And they're the same accounts that spam the same things over and over and over again, clearly inorganic, desperately trying to make conflict happen.
Sometimes even real people get caught in that state of mind because it's like scratching an itch. It feels so good, but if you keep scratching, you're going to rip the skin off and make it bleed. Like we're in the it feels really good state right now. Don't keep scratching. Brittany Venti got videos taken down of her today. I made a YouTube video for the first time in about a month and a half today about this on my YouTube channel, Ian Crossland. Please check it out after the show. And I'll remind you again. And I posted a link to Brittany's video. In that video, she showed clips from this World Star music video in question. This is all revolving around this one video, I think, that had been previously taken down. But Brittany still had clips from this now removed.
Ian seems to get it. Ian seems to understand.
Moved video on her channel, then that video was removed over the course of the last 6 hours. Eliza, I'm concerned that shame is a very powerful, dangerous feeling. And if you are pushed into becoming a useful tool for cancel culture, to hyperinflate cancel culture because of your I know it's generic, afraid of your past, but just it's don't become the villain that you're looking to squash out. That's the best advice I think I can give you right now. But if these bans are unjust, they need to be rectified. If something, Brittany said in her video, she was showing screenshots of Twitter's ban thing, and they said that it was privately created or distributed sensitive content.
That's a Twitter rule.
It was publicly distributed sensitive content. It was not private, and it was taken down for it being a privately sensitive piece of content.
How sensitive is it really? If
it was the music video.
Yeah, she made the video. She was proud of it. She was, ostensibly she was spreading it around back in the day. So
I think that's up for debate. But I think it for the sake of argument, we say it is sensitive content, but it was public sensitive content. So Twitter, reinstate Brittany. That ban is unjust, in my opinion.
Simply.
It's such a simple story. It's such a simple story. And it's its simplistic form. Ian understands.
But in just to go back to like our position on this, I think I got tricked. I think we all got tricked here.
Nobody
into
got tricked.
Taking
You
out our
just were
anger
too
on
arrogant.
people like Jeremy and Brittany. I think so. I was like, I don't want to get into too much detail about what was happening to us, but like, these are my friends and people I care about. And I don't want to call them threats or anything, but the stuff we were getting sent was, let's just put it triggering. If someone sent you the stuff that we got sent, you'd probably react the same way. And then when, I was looking at, I made this joke tweet earlier. I was like, Daily Wire, Project Veritas, me in the quartering. You thought it was a coincidence? Wait till phase 2 or whatever, like as a joke. Mm-hmm. People thought it was real. And then I stopped and kind of thought about it when I was reading the Veritas letter. And I'm like, people were saying, is it a coincidence that right after the Pfizer thing comes out, You know, we have the Grammys brought to you by Pfizer. We do this big thing complaining about it. All of a sudden, we're getting slammed with these people claiming to represent a group of people, but they're sending us some of the most abhorrent and awful things you could imagine, pissing us off and making us fight. And then I'm just like, yo, nah, I'm not doing it. You're not. You got me. You got me for a few days, but I'm not going to do it now.
And to some of the nicest people I've ever met. The two people in question, I've interacted with them, met one of them personally, and like even with the limited time I met them, they genuinely are some of the nicest people I ever met.
Who are you talking about?
The one person, because I'm sure we don't want to name the name to deflate it. No.
Oh, I don't care.
Then Shane Cashman. So Shane, I've only met him online. Done one show with him. He came on my show, Four Pony Boys, which is a joking ripoff of Four Horsemen, because we're buddies and so who cares. But yeah, I've had him on my show. He's like the nicest guy I ever met, and super interesting fella. And just for this to happen to someone like that, not that it makes it better who they are, but it's just disgusting.
This is the thing too. It's like even before we did anything, we were getting sent awful stuff and getting attacked. And then so I was like, okay, well, we're going to cover this. And then it ramped up and got crazier. And then, of course, I'm like I had an internal conversation with Shane, and I'm saying, like, I don't know if we can handle whatever this is or what they're doing. And he's like, oh, we got to tell the story, man.
You know what's something I realized?
I recommended, well, so, I mean, Shane's clearly pissed. I don't know. I think we had talked to him. The plan now is maybe as soon as possible is to have Chrissy Mayer on with Shane and then just hash all this stuff out, because I think we're being played.
I'd love to have Brittany, Venti, and Eliza on at some point in the future after we work through these cycles.
Oh,
I think it's fantastic. This is this kind of thing we can avoid
You're not being played. What is wrong with him?
in the future if we talk about it now. You know, I realized we have a responsibility to talk about this stuff. It's not stuff I want to do. I don't want to get dramatic and talk about my friends online, who did what and who said what. But when it comes to banning and people losing their livelihoods, like if someone's banned from Twitter, that could be their life, their income. And it's this show, Tim, me, we have a responsibility to talk about cancel culture and social media censorship. It's just like, you know, with great power comes great responsibility, and you have to make personal sacrifices. This is a sacrifice we have to make. We have to talk about this stuff.
I think that it's pretty clear that I don't imagine that people thought that the Timcast brand was pro censorship because of this stuff. But I mean, there's a lot of people in the chat that are, like you said, that are still looking to stir it up. That are you know,
a lot of
looking for
lies
issues.
too.
So
like that was the thing about it is I'm seeing people post videos being like, you know, I'm canceling my membership at timcast.com and stuff like that. And we gained over 1,000 members in the past week, which is 3 times like what we normally do.
I think everybody involved in this has become more famous as a result of this whole thing. So
I think
you could call it infighting. Steven Crowder's way more popular than he was 2 months ago. Daily Wire, a lot more people heard of Daily Wire. When I saw that meme of you with Jack Murphy's beard on your face, I was like, people that you've never heard of now that aren't in politics are hearing about you.
Yeah,
now.
but it's not a good thing when we're arguing with each other about this instead of talking about this next story, which you need to see.
No, it can be a good thing if we make it right.
No, I don't like infighting. I don't like that as a means to generate notoriety. Like if if you want drama, let's have drama with this. Take a look at the story from.
Yeah, he he moved past that one really quick. Now I was trying to pull this up. So Eliza Blue has tweeted, and she's basically said, WorldStar, Google, YouTube, and Twitter have removed the WorldStar video. They removed the video a while ago. Post whatever negative words, pics, questions, memes of me that you want. I don't care. I prefer folks not to post sexual imagery of me, to be honest, including nude, partially nude. I haven't asked for censorship of words. Any screenshot or repost of the WorldStar video specifically can get your account in trouble on multiple platforms. These are not my rules, and it's not a threat. I'm just letting you know because there is confusion. Wow. This story just continues to be insane. This is wild. This is wild. I can't believe she actually said it like that, but holy crap. So, yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. I think Tim still doesn't understand what's going on. He just doesn't get it. He's completely missing the point. Ian 100% understands the problem here. Ian gets it. Ian is on point on this particular topic. So, more to come. We're going to continue to follow it. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I love all of this. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.